Let's move on to makeup. So I'm going to start.
Serena! Sunscreen? I'm about to have a panic attack. Oh. Ugh, I'm about to go on a month-long trip, and so today I got the COVID booster and the typhoid vaccine, and I forgot to swing my arm around, you know, like the helicopter. I forgot to do that, and my arm hurts. Speaking of swinging your arm around, I'm going to be reacting to Serena Williams' skincare routine. I'm so interested in this one, not only because Serena Williams is an icon, a legend, the tennis moment, but also because I'm always particularly interested in what skincare routines athletes use. You're putting your skin through a lot, whether it's a ton of sun exposure, major sweating, and all the complications that come with that. And I don't know if Serena is still playing. I'm not super tuned into tennis like that. However, I'm still nosy per usual, and I want to see what she uses. So let's jump into it. As usual, all the products that I'm going to be mentioning in today's video will be linked in the description box below. If you do want to support the channel and do some shopping, let's go.
Hey Vogue, it's Serena Williams. I'm going to walk you through my everyday face regime, including a little makeup.
I already love that she starts the video with her eye masks already on. She said, "You're going to be coming in the middle of my routine, bitch." Not the beginning. She's prepped and ready to go.
So I have on my under eye mask on. I'm just going to take them off because Lord knows I need moisture under my eyes.
Same.
I hear it's hereditary.
Also,
so
I love her bathroom.
First thing I start out with is a light mask.
Oh, okay.
It soothes your skin. So in case you have like inflammation or something, it like kind of just calms everything down.
I'm sorry, the awkwardness as she's standing there looking like a serial killer, just being like... So right away, she's going in with an LED mask, which I think is great. LED therapy has so many benefits for the skin. I believe she's using red light therapy specifically, which, like she said, can be really good for reducing inflammation, preventing premature damage within the skin, which I'm sure, you know, she really has to be rigorous about after spending so much time in the sun. She's using the Current Body mask, which I believe they sent that to me because I remember using it at one point. Don't quote me on that. I actually really like the concept of that one because I feel like with a lot of LED masks, they tend to be very bulky and also kind of flimsy and easy to break. They're not ideal to carry around or bring in your suitcase. Like the majority of LED products that I've been sent, I'm like, oh yeah, this is gonna snap before they even throw it onto the baggage belt. And you know how rough they are with suitcases on the plane. Yeah, nope. That one's nice because it's basically like covered in rubber or silicone, which makes it very easy to bend, contort to your face. If I remember right, I think that one is kind of expensive, but I'm not 100% sure. Let me check. Okay, so this one is... Wow, I can't believe they sent this to me. It's $380. Definitely not a bargain at all. However, I will say in its defense, the majority of like LED face mask products tend to be very expensive. And I would say out of the majority of them, this one would be one of the more worth it ones just because it is more durable and less likely to break. However, $380 for an LED mask is still pretty absurd in my opinion, but it definitely is easy to use. But yeah, I mean, love LED therapy, and stay tuned, you guys. I'm actually making an entire video dedicated to LED therapy, how to choose which light is best for you, all that jazz. But I'm just gonna say you don't need to spend almost $400 on LED masks.
Now I'm gonna wash my face. Barbara Sturm is amazing. I like how she makes things for darker skin tones. I usually do 2 or 3 pumps. I started having a skincare routine like when I was a teenager, because you know when you're a teenager you start getting pimples, so I needed to make sure that my skin was pretty clear.
I feel like that's the majority experience for most people.
I was always in front of a camera because I was always playing tennis in some stadium somewhere. In that process, I wanted my skin to be the best at that time that I could allow it to be.
Ooh, I didn't even think of the pressure of having good skin in her position because, I mean, have you ever tried taking a selfie in direct light, let alone if you're dripping in sweat? If you're like me, that shit is not going to be pretty. It accentuates any texture on your skin. So I'm not surprised that she started, you know, using skincare practices early on, and also as a teenager too, especially as a teenage athlete. Doing any intensive sports or physical activities tends to aggravate any existing acne or even bring on new breakouts and acne in your skin. So I can imagine it was a big struggle, but then again, who isn't struggling with breakouts when they're teenagers? It's a core memory experience we all have to have, and if you're one of those people who didn't get breakouts or acne when you were a teenager, please exit out of the building because we don't accept God's favorites here.
Get out!
So she's using the Barbara Sturm cleanser, which, like she said, Barbara Sturm does have formulations that, you know, are suited more so for darker skin tones. But the thing about Barbara Sturm is that her products are extremely expensive. I'm talking like news articles are made about how ridiculously expensive her products are. It's a very luxurious brand. And while I personally won't say that I have an issue with the formulations, I have a hard time backing the price point because it's just so obscene. If you want to try Barbara Sturm products, you got to have money. Then again, I'm not super surprised that Serena Williams' skincare routine is so luxurious because wasn't she the one that said that her favorite hobby is collecting houses, like buying houses for fun? That tax bracket is not even fathomable to me. Crazy. So I'm sure her skincare routine isn't any different.
My next thing is Edam. I use about 2.
I'm not familiar with that brand.
I'm going to use 3 pumps because I'm going to put it on my neck as well. I just put it on my ring finger and I apply that lightly under my eyes because that's a really important area.
Yes, love the education. The reason why you want to use the ring fingers is because they have the least amount of muscles out of all your fingers, which means there's the least risk for applying too much pressure on your under eye area, that pressure leading to premature aging and wrinkles and all that. I'm really interested in this serum because I have never heard of it. The bottle already looks too expensive, but let's check it out. Oh, okay. Not as bad as I thought. $68. I mean, still pricey, especially if you're using 3 pumps for your whole face, but not super bad. It's a dark spot serum that helps to fade hyperpigmentation. Ooh, it's fragrance free. It has niacinamide, amber algae, and vitamin C, and it's specifically designed for skin of color. Love. So cool. Oh my gosh, I love the philosophy. Okay. And looking at the ingredient list, it's definitely a good one. It also has like licorice root extract, gentle enzymatic exfoliants, and it looks like it has like a good, nice hydrating base. I totally back this formula. I actually really love it. I'm surprised I've never heard of this brand. And I love that it's specifically targeted for skin of color because I think so many, you know, people of color and just the Black community overall is so tired of being recommended products that aren't suited for their skin, have ingredients that don't work well with darker skin tones or just don't work. But that being said, this is a formula I would definitely use as well. It's really good and yeah, best product she's used so far.
Whenever I'm pregnant, my skin gets really dark, which is cool because I look like I'm tanned at all times, but my whole body changes colors. Honestly, I think pregnancy is a beautiful thing and I love everything that happens to it. That's a lie. I don't love everything.
Okay, I was gonna say, girl, you love everything. Props to her. I forget that she's a mom. Like, she's really out here doing the thing, putting us all to shame. Yeah, I certainly do not have the experience or qualifications in this area, but being pregnant basically creates chaos for your body. And the skin is basically a physical manifestation of whatever is happening internally. So if you're growing another human being inside of you, your skin's probably gonna go through some I know you guys are always asking for videos about like skincare tips for pregnant women. And I've always just felt really uncomfortable doing that because I'm like, I just don't feel like I know enough or have any experience. And also that's kind of getting into the territory of medical doctors and a very sensitive area, but I'm happy to give some overall tips for, you know, taking care of your skin when you're pregnant. Let me know if you guys are interested.
La Roche-Posay.
Ooh, I like how she says
I
that.
can travel with it. And obviously I just dot it under my eyes.
Oh yeah, so it's the Toleraine under eye cream. To be honest, La Roche-Posay products aren't really like my favorite. I mean, some of their products I absolutely love. You know, like the Toleraine cleansers are pretty freaking bomb, but a lot of the other formulas I feel like haven't really spoken to me, albeit their formulas are pretty good. Okay, yeah, looking at the ingredient list for this one, it's very simple. Like there's some good natural extracts in here. There is niacinamide, but there's nothing necessarily in it where I'm like, wow, talk about a powerful, incredible eye cream. It's more so just a good eye cream that helps with hydration, moisture of the under eye area. I would say if you're looking for a good eye cream for like premature aging or dark circles, this wouldn't be the one to go with. It just doesn't have any really power-packed ingredients that can help with those solutions. It's more so just for moisture in general. It's fine, but not necessarily a formula I personally would gravitate towards.
My mom told me ages ago, always go up on your skin. I've already told my daughter who's 6. When you're watching your
transferring
face,
the
always
knowledge
go on
down
an upwards
generations.
motion.
I mean, yeah, sure. Why not? It's fine advice. I mean, definitely any motion where you're like vigorously pulling down on your skin will have a negative impact over time. I think more so than like going up, it's just being gentle with your skin, which I think she's doing a great job of showing that. Not being super rough, not pulling and tugging, but, you know, just applying products gently. I feel like as long as you're doing that, then the direction you're going doesn't make quite as big of a difference, but you know, nothing wrong with that advice at all.
I love using this Beauty Stat. I don't know if you know it, but it's really cool. It's a great moisturizer. I'm gonna grab a little bit and just kind of massage it. I always do also a little massage when I put on my products.
Nice.
Just to keep inflammation out. If you're not taking out time to just do the simple things, which I know I honestly haven't had time to do a lot of stuff, but if I'm not doing that,
totally
it's like
fine.
I'm letting myself go, and I need to like take time for myself.
Yes, absolutely. I think what puts a lot of people off to skincare is that they're like, I see people using like 10 products, having like a full 30-minute to an hour routine in the morning to get ready, and I just don't have time. And I'm like, girl, like skincare is my life, but if it takes longer than like 5 to 10 minutes in the morning, I'm out, bro. For me, it's all about at least taking a little bit of time for yourself at the beginning of the day, at the end of the day, to help yourself wake up, to help yourself get ready for the day, or to help yourself wind down. That's, I think, the most important element of skincare is that self-care, self-preservation, and mental health aspect, even more so than the skin results themselves. Now, I'm interested in this Beauty Stat moisturizer that she raves about. Let's do some digging. Oh, okay, here we go. It looks like the Peptide Wrinkle Relaxing Moisturizer, $72, luxury, but not like what we were seeing at the beginning of the video, so that's an improvement. Okay, so it does have like some really interesting ingredients like peptides, wheat germ oil, probiotics, niacinamide, a bunch of fruit extracts, squalane, like wow, this is a really stacked ingredient list. I would say the only thing I don't love about it is that mica is at the top of the ingredient list, which if you don't know what mica is, it's essentially a mineral that creates this like sheen and reflective shine to the skin. It's actually used in a lot of like eyeshadows, face illuminizers, basically like the majority of makeup products out there. It's not a bad ingredient per se, but the concentration of mica in this formula is really, really high, which I already know for my skin, my oily ass, getting all that shimmer on my face, that is asking for me to look like the Tin Man. Don't want it. But on the plus side, the formula does have a bunch of really good ingredients. So I don't know. I feel like iffy about it. It's all right, but it's one of those formulas that I would really have to swatch it on the skin and see how pearlescent and illuminating it is before trying it. But I feel like if you have more drier skin, then it could definitely like give you a major glow.
Let's move on to makeup. So I'm gonna start.
Serena! Sunscreen? I'm about to have a panic attack. Wait, there's no way. If this next makeup product doesn't have sunscreen in it, I'm gonna start some riots in the street. What the fuck is this?
I don't have time to do like this full on glam red carpet look. So this goes on actually a little lighter, but because it has SPF.
Oh, okay.
This skin tint was super important for me to have sunscreen in it because I never leave my home without sunscreen, and when I'm playing tennis or when I was doing that professionally.
Okay, so so it's not terrible news, but I'm going to be honest, it's not great news either. I love that she knows the importance of sunscreen. I'm very grateful for that. However, tinted moisturizers with sunscreen rarely, if ever, actually provide the protection that is labeled on the bottle. And I'll tell you why. Tinted moisturizers tend to lean more towards makeup than they do towards skincare. And even as she was applying it, it looks like a foundation. Now think of the last time you used a foundation. Did you use like a quarter size amount, a big old dollop of it for your entire face? God, I hope not. If you did, what's wrong with you? You need to chill with the cake a little bit. No, typically with tinted moisturizers foundations, we tend to use a very little amount to get that light coverage appearance. But the thing is, when you are looking at any, say, SPF 30 or SPF 50 sunscreen, you should be using like a quarter size amount for your face and neck in order to get the protection that's labeled on the bottle. So if you're only using a tiny dollop like she is for her face, realistically, she's probably getting an SPF protection of like 5, maybe 10, significantly less than the minimum of SPF 30 that we should all be using every day. And this is why I never recommend using makeup products that have SPF in them as your dedicated SPF product. I think it's great that makeup products have SPF in them, but only if you're adding it as an additional layer on top of your base of sunscreen. And normally when I see this, I'm just like, oh man, that's a disappointment. But I feel extremely disappointed when it comes to Serena Williams, just because for so much of her life, she has spent so much time in the sun, which already means that she is at a significantly higher risk of some serious sun damage. And if she's been using like a tinted moisturizer all along to provide that protection, it really didn't do much. Now, I'm sure she and a lot of you guys who are probably watching right now are like, Hiram, that's way too heavy on the skin. Applying your moisturizer, a sunscreen, and then a foundation on top is just way too much for the skin. And I have some good news for you. There are amazing lightweight sunscreens out there that feel invisible on the skin, so it doesn't feel like you're putting a bunch of layers underneath your makeup. I mean, the first ones that come to mind are like like the Cynic SPF 50 sunscreen from Korea because it doesn't feel heavy, it's invisible on the skin, it has no white cast. Or even one I have right here, the Calming Sunscreen from Numbuzin, I believe it's SPF 50 as well. Another Korean sunscreen that's completely invisible on the skin. Or even Venus Williams, another professional tennis player, has her own sunscreen brand as well, 11. I've talked about it on my channel before. I don't necessarily love the formulas as much as Korean formulas, but for mineral sunscreens, they're pretty much as lightweight as you can get. There's so many amazing options out there that could work underneath like a tinted moisturizer formula. So I'm a little disappointed. I honestly was kind of expecting that her sunscreen would be like the star product of this entire video, but I feel like it was kind of a letdown. Not kind of, definitely a letdown. I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt and say that this video is at night, not during the day, and maybe that's why she's not as concerned about sunscreen. I'm probably being delulu, but I gotta sleep tonight, okay? This can't stay in my mind. What do you guys think of her routine though? I am very interested to hear. Are you a fan of Serena Williams? Have you tried these products before? Do you agree with me on my sunscreen take? Type it all down below, and don't forget to request which celebrity I should react to next. I always peruse the comment section seeing what you guys want to see, so let me know. Make sure you check out my own skincare brand, Selfless by Hiram, which is available in-store and online at Target. If you want some amazing, incredible skincare that gives you powerful results but is gentle on the skin. And if you guys haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel and to the notification bell so that you can see my videos every single week. And I will see you in the next one. Mwah.